My name is Nelly van der Pas and I am the module coordinator of this module, which is called Sustainable Rural Livelihoods. In this particular case, the Sustainable Rural Livelihoods, we want the students to first understand how livelihoods are in rural areas, to ensure that students do not only understand it through the theory, but also that they are allowed to use their hands and their imagination in order to better understand what we are talking about. And we use a tool in order to allow them to better understand how rural livelihoods function, of individual households, villages, of a whole region. And for that we use the Sustainable Livelihood Framework. It's a framework that has been designed by DFID, the UK-based development agency.
Leaving the village, but what you can do is you can add an arrow. We also started with the first day of the workshop model making, and in that first day we made the terrain, the physical terrain, and now it's the second day and now we put elements in the scale model. The elements that you add today don't necessarily have to be realistic. They have to support your message. So the most important thing that I have to do today is to tell them that it's not important that it's realistic.
While working on this landscape model, they are able to better feel what's going on. Because when they are making drawings, or when they are making the little trees, or when they are making the mountain or the river or the stream and the sea, while they are designing this, they are talking to each other. And because of that, the understanding of the sustainable livelihood in that particular area is much better understood. In this case, we have asked 4 resource persons, so their thesis report was used as a case. So we have a case of Liberia, a case of Somaliland, a case of Indonesia, and one of Nigeria.
For this assignment we have to make a scale module, and our target area is Ponein village.
Most of them are pastoralists, and pastoralists wander with their sheep, camels, goats.
When they can talk with resource persons who actually are coming from the area or who have researched that area, they can better imagine what the situation is all about.
There you can't find anything online because it's so small, but because of the thesis of Pablo Rosario we found out a lot.
We're trying to visualize how they survive in these rural areas and how different it is from our world.
They are kind of nomadic pastoralists, and the women of the family stay at the village. So we have the mother which works in agriculture, a field that is more or less close to the village. We have a daughter which takes care of the little child, and we have a grandmother which also takes care of the household.
Communities are dependent a lot on the forests, and they used to live with the forest in a very unsustainable way. But we try to look for solutions to make the livelihood strategy more sustainable, and that the community is not taking everything from the forest but also giving back, or at least living in a neutral way with the forest.
They are also closer by the school, that's 3 kilometers this way, but there isn't a road, so they're just walking through the desert, yes.
At the end, it's about a 2 days work, and within these 2 days they are able to manage to produce something like this landscape model. After that they are presenting it back to the resource persons, because the resource persons is of course eager to understand whether they manage to translate his or her knowledge into something like this.
Even though they had no knowledge, or even though it was not similar to what exists in the Netherlands or in their home country. So I am really impressed with what I saw with respect to the way they found a cohesion between their present knowledge or between their prior knowledge with respect to the state of things in my thesis and in my study area.
Today when I saw these presentations of the students on the wider topic of livelihoods in Somalia, in Somaliland, Sol and Sanaag regions, I was in a sense very positively surprised by the result.
So the combination of theory, resource persons and the landscape model ensures that the students have a great understanding of people's livelihood.